Good day, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to 10 for 10, Season 2, Episode 4. And I hope you are keeping well. I hope staying at home is treating you okay and you have all the supplies you need. Remember, if you do need any support or any help, please reach out to me or to anyone you know that can be of assistance. So today's topic is one which affects every single person. I can put a bet, I'm willing to bet anything, that this topic is relevant to every single human being, no matter who you are, because it involves birthdays. And if you exist in this world, it means that you had a birthday. Now, when I'm referring to birthday in terms of this shiur, I'm going to look at some of the customs surrounding birthdays, whether it is a good practice to recognize the day, and we'll see for the majority of opinions it is. I will discuss a little dissenting view, which seems to say that celebrating a birthday is not something we should be doing. But the birthday we're referring to, of course, is your Jewish birthday. Now, if you don't know the date of your Jewish your Jewish birthday, there's very simple programs out there today. If you go to Chabad.org, it's got their birthday app or birthday program, and you put in your English date of birth and the year, of course, and when you were born, and it will translate and tell you when your Hebrew date of birth is. And everything we're referring to today is, of course, relevant to the Hebrew day of birth. Now, it says in the Midrash that most people cherish the day in which they were born and make a party on that day. Now, we know that there's various traditions, various customs. I'm not talking about within the Jewish spectrum, just in terms of how people celebrate a birthday. Some people taking it very seriously. I know the Rebbitzins family, every person's birthday, they go out for dinner. We've tried to incorporate that somewhat in our lives, and some don't recognize much of it. Some just say it's another day. But let's look at it in terms of what is the Jewish perspective. And if we are going to recognize our Jewish birthday, is there a special significance? Is there anything that we can do? So in fact, Judaism does teach that a birthday is not just another day. The Torah and different commentators are going to offer some insights on how we should go ahead and celebrate the day and what we should be utilizing. Now, as I mentioned, make sure you check in what your birth date is. There's a custom to send greetings to a person on their birthday. Oddly enough, the strange thing is that the only time we find a birthday mentioned in the entire Torah is for Pharaoh. It's mentioned in the Tanakh that it was Pharaoh's birthday. And historically, Jewish kings would celebrate their birthdays as well. But as I said, in the Torah directly, it only refers to Paro's birthday. And that's why you'll see that there are dissenting views as to whether we should recognize a birthday or not. Now, we as a Jewish nation, we're coming up to Pesach, and in fact, we understand that Pesach is the birthday of the entire Jewish nation. It was when we were liberated from Mitzrayim, from Egypt, and we became a nation. And so therefore, Pesach, in a sense, is the Jewish people's birthday party. This year is going to be an interesting one. Rashi even mentions that we should imagine ourselves. You should try and view yourself as if you're a newborn child. You've got this newborn energy. And I think it'll be quite relevant this year to hopefully that energy of newness, and hopefully like that innocence of a child. Please God, we'll be able to bring it and remove this terrible infliction and pain that's being caused from the coronavirus. Pesach, they say, was also Yitzchak, Isaac's birthday, the inauguration of the Mishkan, it's the tabernacle back in biblical times. It was also delayed in completion until Kislev, from Kislev till the month of Nisan, in order that the inauguration will serve as both, obviously, the celebration of the Mishkan and also as the birthday of Isaac, Yitzchak, Avinu. Some say that the Shavuot is the birthday of King David, and we know, of course, that when it came to the story of Purim, it was Haman's error that he thought that it was going to be the date that he had picked for Purim was going to be a bad day for the Jewish people because Moshe Rabbeinu died on that day, Zayin Adar, the 7th of Adar, but in fact it was also his date of birth, which brought merit to the Jewish people. So yes, we are some who do like to have a birthday cake. We should try and avoid, I know a lot of people do like to do this, but blowing out birthday candles on the cake is not suggested, because there's a lot of connection between the neshama, the soul, and the flame, that blowing out the candle is almost like putting out and extinguishing the soul, which chas v'shalom we don't want to do. There also some say that putting candles, in fact, was a pagan custom, and some even believed, and I think people still do that they would, if you would blow out the candles and close your eyes and make a wish, the wish would come true. And again, that is not a Jewish belief. Now, in terms of the spiritual significance, you may have seen people post on Facebook or other times heard these things. People say that there's actually a lot of mazal, there's a lot of luck or benefit or strength in Kabbalah in terms of the person's birthday, mystical benefits. When the Jewish people were attacked, and it's not only the Jewish people who recognize the strength of a birthday, but even Amalek, the ones we're supposed to stamp out, when they were attacking the Jewish people, they sent soldiers who were actually celebrating their birthday because they knew there was some type of extra mazal on your birthday. And as I mentioned with Haman not realizing that it was also Moses' birthday. And therefore, there's the special, unique power of somebody celebrating their birthday, and therefore you should utilize the day in a very special way. So firstly, focus on your individuality and reflect on your own personal connection to Hashem, your own personal connection to the things you've been studying. And also think about the concept of Bishvili Nivra Ha'olam. For me, the world was created. Not in an arrogant way, but thinking about, if the world was created for me, am I fulfilling the role that I need to fulfill in this world? So it's a good time for reflection, a good time to think about those concepts on your day of celebrating your birthday. Take time out to meditate, to think about things. Say Divrei Torah if you're going to hold a celebratory meal, and it's encouraged to have a farbrengen or a celebratory meal, and teach words of Torah. We're also told, and I'm sure there are many tzaddikim that are listening today, but the many tzaddikim that said that angels would visit them on their day of their birthday. So if the angels come to visit you, then I guess you must be a tzaddik. Now, there's also important thing to take on hachlatot tovot, to take on good resolutions on your birthday, helping to bring Mashiach closer, of course, and helping to make the world a better place. You should reflect on your own behavior. How are you going about your day? Now, of course, it goes without saying that a girl turning 12 or a boy turning 13 is a very significant birthday, because it's a note birthday. It's almost they get their full neshama, their full nefesh elokit, their full godly soul, and it's a very special occasion. So every year is unique. Every year we have that ability to bless, as I said, and we should try to do things in a beautiful, holy way. I know the Lubavitcher Rebbe put a lot of focus on birthdays, and he made a lot of customs. A person should get called up to the Torah the Shabbat before their birthday. Of course, now that's going to be difficult, to give extra charity, tzedakah, to throw a party in terms of farbrengen or a religious gathering, learning of Torah, and also mitzvot on your day. So to think about your birthday, to think about the character traits that you want to improve on, and so on, and utilize that time in a very dignified way, as opposed to just throwing a party and drinking and doing things as just recklessly, as opposed to focusing and utilizing that the gift is Hashem has given you another year in this world. Also, it's because we've got that special mazal to use the time, and it's commendable to pray with extra devotion, extra concentration, to think about those who may need blessing because you have that special mazal. So to give people a bracha, call people on that day, maybe your family, your friends, and say, I want to give you a blessing. There's also to study, to read the Tehillim, the Psalm of the year in front of you. So if let's say you're turning 30, to say the chapter 31 on your birthday, and then to continue saying that every day throughout that year, because we want to say that we're saying 31 is a good omen that I'll reach the next year of my life. Some do say that the 60th birthday should be a very joyous occasion. It's brought down in different texts. Others say it's a 50th birthday, whilst others still say the 70th. And of course, others then say the 80th birthday. So you've got a number of, please God, we all reach those years, or if you already reached them, hopefully you reach the next milestone, and please God, find reason to celebrate. Now, as I mentioned, there are some who don't think it's appropriate to celebrate a birthday, because it says somewhere in the Talmud that it's better if man wasn't created at all. It also mentions that the birthday was referring to Paro's birthday, so why would we celebrate if Torah speaks about an evil person? And so therefore, there are some who are refraining against it, but the normative Torah approach, the normative stance of most halachic authorities and great sages over the years is that a birthday is okay, and it shouldn't be a day which is wasted. You should literally use it to maximize your study of Torah, to do extra mitzvot, to thank Hashem for giving us another year, and so on, and really just turn the day into a spiritual experience. And so hopefully, if your birthday is today, I want to wish you a happy birthday. If your birthday is coming up soon, of course, as well, but all of us will certainly be celebrating, please God, a birthday this year, and I want to wish you a happy birthday for that particular day, and of course to take the time to reflect on these little lessons we've learned today, to see how it impacts your mazal, see how it impacts your ability to make your life better, to think about blessing others, and hopefully to utilize the day in an important and special way. And please God, we will then merit Hashem's blessing for many, many more years to come. Have Have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow.